Hey guys, Addendum here, and we are back with some more Minecraft 1.18 hardcore. So, as you've probably guessed, we are not in the same space. We're not even in the same world because, I died, and then I started a new one, and then I died again and again and again. So, this is the one that I finally was able to do what I wanted to do, which is not that. Okay, but before we get into that, if you like these episodes, please like, comment, and subscribe because it does help me. It is free and it takes about 2 seconds. Okay? So if you could do that, that really does help me out. So thank you. Anyway, back onto the episode. So, as I said, I was actually gathering materials, wasn't I, for the house I was going to make. And this is all the materials I'm going to need. Okay? There isn't an anvil, and I think there isn't a couple of other things. But other than that, this is everything. So, I'm actually just gonna kind of wait for uh, for me to be able to sleep, so therefore I don't get ambushed whilst I'm trying to. Oh, and I also got all iron armor and a couple of iron tools. Hey, so let's. I do need to grab. Oh, there is an iron nugget. That is what I wanted. Hey, that to grab a shovel. Just so I can flatten this out just a little bit. Okay. Because what I've done is I've chosen this bit because there's a village right there. I mean, look at that view. That is an incredible view. Okay. There's a forest behind me, but it's all quite flat. Well, it's a little bit hilly, but I like a little bit of the hillies. Okay. But one of the main reasons why I picked this spot is because of right here. Okay. Because of how far this goes down. Okay. And I did all of this. I didn't get the copper because because I didn't. Eh? Oh, okay. So now I can probably when I say, oh God, yeah, I forgot about this. I need to put stairs here to see if that even works because it takes so long for me to bloody get back up here. But if you guys could help me and put in the comments down below, what do you think is the best level to mine for iron and diamonds and any of the other precious metals you think I might need? Okay, so today, come on, come on, come on, go away, go, yes. Okay, today I am going to be, um, essentially, I need to put all of this away so that I actually can put all the materials I need in. Right. So let's just essentially get a few bits of dirt just in case. Right. Probably a stack. There you go. And then there you go. A little bit more of a jaggedness. I got a bit more than a stack, but that's fine. Okay. So today I'm going to be using a Okay, well, since we've got a little bit more than a stack, let's use these last 14 pieces just to, you know, uh, there you go. Just to like push that out a little bit. Because we're going to be making our house here. Right? So, hold on a second, guys. Let me just pause this so I can get to my phone. Okay, so this is a Minecraft How to Build a Small Japanese House by Avocado. Ayvocado. I'm essentially just going to be going off of this and pausing and unpausing the video quite a bit. Okay. It's either that or I just build this in thing and then I voice over it with a SCP. I think that's what I'm actually going to do. So let's get on with it, shall we? Yeah, I've actually decided. I'm going to be doing this and you're going to be watching, and I am essentially going to be voiceovering it with an SCP. So take it away, Editor Bat. Hey guys, Editor Bat here. And today as you're watching, obviously me build my house, I am going to be reading starting with SCP-009 Red Ice. Special Containment Procedures. Okay, sorry about that. Obviously we start with the object class, which is Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Object is to be contained within a sealed storage tank of heat-resistant alloy with dimensions not less than 2 meters by 2 meters by 2 meters. Under no circumstances should SCP-009 be exposed to temperatures in excess of 0 degrees centigrade when not undergoing testing, and no water-based solutions shall be allowed within 30 meters of the object's containment area. Object's chamber is to be fitted with temperature sensors that must be monitored at all times, and is to be kept refrigerated by no fewer than 3 redundant cooling units. Any malfunction of sensors or of coolant systems is to be reported and repaired immediately. If at any time the temperature in the containment area climbs above -5 degrees centigrade, the chamber is to be locked down and flooded with coolant until temperatures return to safe levels, which is between -30 degrees centigrade and -25 degrees centigrade. Containment area is to be kept in total vacuum during testing, and personnel interacting with 009 must wear full environmental protection gear. Following testing, all equipment, personnel, and other materials must undergo dehydration procedures and be quarantined for no less than 12 hours. Any moisture found displaying properties of 009 is to be quarantined and added to the containment area as soon as possible. Living organisms found to be contaminated by SCP-009 are to be terminated by chemical desiccation and extracted molecules of 009 added to the containment. So that's quite extensive, especially for the early SCPs. Hold on. So essentially, moisture. This SCP-009 Red Ice reacts to moisture and stuff like that. So let's actually find out what it is. SCP-009 is approximately blank liters of a substance which superficially resembles distilled water, H2O, except for the distinct bright red hue. This red hue is discernible in all phases and serves as the most expedient method of identifying contaminated matter before its anomalous properties manifest. In contrast with mundane water, SCP-009 assumes a liquid phase at temperatures between -100 degrees centigrade and 0 degrees centigrade, and a solid state above those temperatures. At temperatures below -100 degrees centigrade, SCP-009 evaporates into a gaseous phase similar to steam. Examinations of the atomic structure of 009 have proved inconclusive. The substance appears to be identical to normal water molecules, with the exception of redacted. In contrast to the standard laws of enthalpy, I think that's an actual thing, but I can't say it. Enthalpy, Dr. Blank, Site Blank's resident expert on xenospatial physics, suggests that 009 may originate in a universe with alternate physical laws. So it's essentially, people are speculating that 009 originates from a universe where liquids essentially acting exactly the opposite of way they would act in our universe is normal. So water goes from steam to liquid to solid rather than solid, liquid, steam. Okay. So where were we? Yes. The most hazardous property of 009, however, is its ability to contaminate normal H2O. When in contact with any aqueous solution, SCP-009 will, through unknown mechanisms, transfer its anomalous properties to other objects and creatures. Testing has shown it's capable of assimilating ice, steam, tea, fruit juice, salt water, blood, and data expunged. The time it takes for this process to occur varies depending on the temperature and the exact chemical composition of the affected matter. It has been observed as taking between 3 minutes and blank hours. Experiments on D-class personnel have illustrated the process of conversion by the substance, which has been found to follow a consistent pattern. 1. Initial exposure. Subject is exposed to SCP-009, and it begins assimilating any moisture present on the exposed surface. Creatures in this stage do not commonly notice any unusual symptoms except for a slight warming sensation. Okay. 2. Surface conversion. Frost begins to form on any exposed area as the heat produced by the subject and SCP-009 itself raises its temperature above 0 degrees centigrade. Remember, it's a solid form above 0 degrees centigrade instead of a liquid form of normal water. Okay. This stage can take anywhere from 1 minute to blank hours. During this time, subjects begin to feel redacted crystals from the epidermis. 3. Deep tissue conversion. Exponential increase in the temperature of SCP-009 causes runaway reaction throughout the subject's body, resulting in redacted. Actual blood loss is minimal due to ice crystals redacted, allowing subjects to remain alive and conscious for up to blank hours. 4. Data expunged. So essentially what happens is that as soon as it comes into contact, it begins assimilating any moisture, then it begins to cover the subject, then it begins to turn the subject itself from like the inside out to SCP-009, and you're awake and conscious throughout it, and then something else happens. We don't know. Testing on D-class personnel was discontinued as of the 4th, as of 4/23rd 2000 and blank. Okay, and because it's American, it is the 23rd of April. Okay. Addendum. Circumstances of retrieval. Subject was found in blank, Alaska, on the 11th of the 5th, 19 blank. Okay. I'm doing no, it's the 11th of the 5th. Yeah. Okay. I'm British, so this whole switching around is weird. So I'm gonna say the date, then the month, then the year. Okay. So it's the 11th day of the 5th month at some point in the 1900s. The Foundation became involved after reports were obtained from the native blank tribe, who came across the mangled bodies of a team of seal hunters which had apparently been shipwrecked blank kilometers away from the village. All victims were found encased in red ice. Cause of death was recorded as internal bleeding, though closer examination found redacted. It is summarized that the low ambient temperatures in the area retarded the freezing process. And I'm not saying that as a slur, that is the literal meaning of the word, as in slowing. Okay. This prolonged the time of total conversion by blank hours and allowed the victims to remain conscious until data expunged. Origin of SCP-009 is currently unknown. Investigation into similar events or materials in the area is ongoing. Evidence at the scene suggests redacted, possibly involving SCP blank. See exploration log A009-1. Let's see, is that here? Okay. I'm not going to go through all of the attached files and stuff like that. Only the ones that are on this page. Okay. So, addendum. The 11th of the 9th. No, the 9th of the 11th. 19 blank. After initial reports and retrieval of specimens, it was confirmed that the arachnoid entity found by MTF B7. Okay, I think I do have to actually read this. Okay. So this is exploration log A009-1. Okay. So, exploration log, situational report. Mobile Task Force Beta 7, the HAS matters, was deployed to recovery site to catalogue and safely retrieve samples of SCP-009 for transport to site blank. Agent blank Bryce, MTF-B7, made a visual inspection of the area and noted 3 bodies, all male, between the ages of blank and 40. Dr. Blank, also on site, summarized from the relative position of the subjects that Mr. Blank, age 32, here thereafter referred to as Subject 0, was the origin point of redacted. Subsequent materials are presumed to have been exposed to SCP-009 while attempting to help Subject 0 back to the wreckage of the boat. During standard perimeter sweep, Agent Blank Hughes located what appeared to be humanoid tracks leading northeast. After brief deliberation, a 3-man team consisting of Agent Hughes, Whitmore, and Cassidy was dispatched to investigate potential security breach. Okay, so and now we have the log, which is essentially a bunch of people talking to each other. And I'm going to be telling it, like everything else, verbatim. Agent Hughes. We found something, Control. It's a cave. The tracks lead inside. Control. Copy, Hughes. What do you see? Hughes. Looks like a crack in the ice. It's maybe a meter tall. The opening's not very wide. Agent Whitmore. Captain, we got a body. Unidentified shuffling noises are heard. Control. We didn't copy, Hughes. Repeat. Hughes. There's a subject here, Control. Frozen in the ship. Male, about 15. Looks like he was trying to claw away from something. There's a spear gun here, also frozen. It's been fired. Control. Any signs of trauma? There's a pause. Agent Cassidy. Without touching him, I can't be sure, but it looks like he was stabbed by something. See how he's gripping his chest here, right where the spike's growing out? He might have been attacked. Hughes. Did you hear her, Control? Control. Affirmative. Tag the coordinates for recovery and proceed into the cave. Whitmore. We're using live fire, Captain. Hughes. There might be hostiles, so yes, but keep them to single shot mode. Don't want the guns getting too hot. Cassidy. Good call. Don't want to end up like this guy. Whitmore. Unintelligible. That's for sure. Agents ready their weapons and proceed. Approximately 2 minutes pass. Whitmore. Unintelligible. Control. Please repeat, Hughes. We didn't copy. Hughes. There's a chamber in there, Control. I'd say 5 or 6 meters in diameter. It's filled with red ice. In the middle, there's a pool. Looks about 3 meters wide. Depth unknown. Cassidy. The fuck's happened? Screams can be heard. Gunfire. Control. Hughes, come in. Are there hostiles? There is a brief pause. Hughes. Fucking hell. Negative, Control. Just... Jesus. A fucking polar bear. It's dead. There's dozens of bodies here. Not human. I see a few seals, a snow fox, and a... What the hell? Whitmore. The fuck is that? Control. Cassidy, sorry. No. Oh, God. Control. Hughes, do you copy? Hughes. Cassidy found a spider? A giant spider. There's a pause, during which shuffling and hard breathing are heard. Control. Is it alive? And what do you mean by giant? Hughes. I mean fucking giant, Control. It's a meter leg span. It's frozen. Wait, no. Shit, I don't see anything inside. It looks almost like it's made of this stuff. Cassidy. Unintelligible. Not possible. We're nowhere close to Germany. Whitmore. What are you talking about, Germany? Cassidy. Captain, I'm pretty sure that's 3023. Control. Repeat, Captain. Hughes. Cassidy said the spider is SCP-3023, Control. There's a pause. Control. That's not possible, Hughes. Why would she think that? Cassidy. Voice elevated. I'm sure, Control. I've worked with 3023. It's an instant made of Skip 9. Whitmore. Wait, what's 3023? Control. That is classified. Agent Cassidy, you are to speak no more of this. If the specimen is destroyed, there is no reason to worry about it. Please continue your search. Cassidy, mumbling. But how the fuck did it get here? Hughes. We copy, Control. Cassidy, sweep the perimeter. See if there are any side tunnels. Cassidy. But, Hughes, that's an order. Cassidy, unintelligible. Hughes, blank. Check these corpses. See if there's any humans. Whitmore. On it. Control. Agent Hughes. How deep is the pool you mentioned? Hughes. Can't see the bottom. God, I'm having 354 flashbacks. This is not cool. Control. Focus, Captain. Is there anything nearby you can use to measure the depth? Hughes. Pauses. Well, the spider has a spear sticking out of it. Control. Can you safely retrieve it? Hughes. The suit should protect me, right? Control. All the same, try not to touch the affected material. Hughes. Alright, I've got it. Should work. Looks to be about 1.5 meters long. Control. Copy that, Hughes. Proceed with caution. There's a pause. Hughes. Well, it's Definitely more than a meter deep. I could go further, but I'd have to get my hand close to that stuff. Suit or no suit, I prefer not to do that. Control. Affirmative, Captain. We'll dispatch some D-class with gear to test that out. Continue your search. Hughes. Copy that. Well, I guess I'm Cassidy. Captain! Hughes. Stand by, Control. What is it, Cassidy? Cassidy. Voice distant. I think you're going to want to see this, sir. I don't know where that spider came from. No, sorry. Let me redo that. Cassidy. Voice distant. I think you're going to want to see this, sir. I think I know where the spider came from. Hughes. Control. I'm going deeper into the cave. Control. Affirmative. Proceed. Approximately 1 minute of boots crunching on ice and packed snow. Hughes. Oh, that's not good. Control. What do you see, Captain? Hughes. An aperture about a meter in diameter. It's covered in the stuff. Cassidy. 10 seconds of silence. Hughes. Report. Control. Do you have a visual on Agent Cassidy? Hughes. No, shit. She must have gone inside. Control. Please remain calm. Describe this aperture. Hughes. It just looks like a tunnel. There's no ice past its mouth, red or otherwise. I can make out a dim light coming from somewhere inside. It might be Cassidy's torch. Control. Is there anything else unusual? Hughes. Cassidy! Cassidy! Control. Captain Hughes, please respond. Is there anything else unusual about the tunnel? Hughes. Yes, it's wet. The walls are and the floor. There's a puddle about a meter down. Shit. The puddle's red. A few minutes of breathing and shuffled noises. Hughes. Control. Did you get that? Control. Affirmative. Stand by. 30 seconds of breathing, followed by approaching footsteps. Whitmore. Yo, what's up? Where's Cassidy? Hughes. She went in there. Whitmore. Yo, Cassidy. Holla back, girl. 30 seconds of silence. Hughes. Unintelligible. Control. I'm going in there. Control. Negative, Hughes. We're rerouting a team of D-class for recovery. Your orders are to withdraw with the rest of the team and await further orders. Hughes. Data redacted. Whitmore. Whoa, hold up, take it easy. Control. You have your orders, Hughes. I don't think I need to remind you. Data expunged. 45 seconds of silence. Hughes. Copy, Control. Let's go, blank. End log. So that is the exploration log of A009-1. So it's the first exploration log of SCP-009. So they essentially went into this cave. Well, that's essentially how they found it. If you liked my thing of the exploration log, say you liked it. I can do a couple of different voices. I can do obviously different cadences and stuff like that. But I think I did quite well for my first exploration log. But anyway, so let's go back to that first addendum, shall we? So, addendum, 9th of the 11th, 19 blank. After initial report and retrieval of specimens, it was confirmed that the arachnoid entity found by MTFB7, see attached file, was indeed a previously unknown instance of SCP-3023, which, as we're only on SCP-009, we're not going to know about for a long time. Investigation has revealed this instance originated in blank as a result of data expunged. Addendum, 6th of the 12th, 19 blank. After repeated inquiries, it should be noted that the portion of the coastline upon which the initial victims were found was barren rock approximately blank meters from the seashore, and was sufficiently dry and cold to prevent significant contamination of the surrounding area. Had the site been closer to water, there is little doubt an extinction level event would have ensued. Consideration of upgrading SCP-009 to Keter class under review. 16th of the 12th, 2000 blank. Supercooling of SCP-009 for the purpose of experimentation is disallowed until further notice. Personnel are advised that liquid nitrogen is only to be used on the subject in controlled amounts and only until temperatures have reached acceptable levels. Related note, possible application of SCP-009 in cold fusion research pending evaluation. Memo from the O5 Council and from O5 Command. 9th of the 1st, 2000 and blank. We've decided to keep this thing Euclid for now. We understand the concerns raised, but as long as you keep the power on and nobody goes near its containment area, there shouldn't be a problem. That's why we're keeping site blank. We're keeping it in site blank, after all. As for the cold fusion research, we're putting a pin in it for now. Frankly, we don't have it in the budget for another snafu like site blank. The salvage team still hasn't found Dr. Blank's redacted. The following experiment record was recovered via a chance occurrence of SCP-507 shifting into a universe in which the described test was carried out using SCP-107. The applicability of the recorded findings to our own universe is pending review. SCP-507 is a man that shifts from dimension to dimension without him wanting to. He's called the the reluctant dimensional hopper. Okay? And SCP-107 is hold on, let me just quickly, because that's on this thing. The turtle shell, which I have no idea what that is. All I know is SCP-507 is because it's one of my favorite SCPs. So, input 10 milliliters of SCP-009. Result: red snow fell in test area for 27 minutes with moderate intensity. Grass growing in the test area began runaway reaction, which ended with entire area being frozen within minutes. Notably, anti-enthalpic reaction of SCP-009 did not extend past the effective radius of SCP-107 for reasons still under investigation. Non-grass plants in the area turned bright red in color, greatly expanded, and mutated to display a cyan-colored tentacles, similar to those of the species Decirosa capensis. Mucilage produced by these tentacles, later found to be tiny beads of SCP-009. How the plant is able to survive with SCP-009 integrated into its cell structure is currently under investigation, with preliminary hypothesis being the plant is a reflection of flora from the substance's native universe. So that is SCP-009. A type of ice from another universe where presumably water works the opposite way that it works in this universe, that essentially integrates any moisture that comes into contact with it to create more red ice. And it does this whilst any living thing is still conscious and alive. So now we move on to SCP-010. So this is the first double-digit SCP. So let's see what it's like. SCP-010. Object class, safe. Special containment procedures. The objects comprising SCP-10 are to be kept in numbered lockboxes at Site-19. They are not to be worn except by test subjects. SCP-10 are only to be removed from storage for testing. SCP-10 consists of a series of 6 apparently identical cast iron collars with numbered metal tags and 1 remote control. The control is SCP-10-1. The collars are SCP-10-2 through 10-7. The collars contain intricate electronic components and are powered by small 5mm diameter, 2mm thick, 100-volt batteries. These batteries are rechargeable. The remote is a heavy black box resembling an old-style handheld radio transmitter/receiver with a primitive blue-white cathode ray screen and a series of more than 100 unlabeled buttons, as well as a frequency tuner. Through trial and error, the frequencies of all 6 currently found collars have been discovered. A label in Russian is stamped into the metal along with a logo consisting of workers building a pyramid. No official Russian corporation or government agency uses this logo or matches the words stamped onto the metal. Placing the collar around the neck of a person and securing it allows one to control their every movement with this remote. It is also capable of producing an adrenal response and activating or deactivating the sympathetic nervous system. The most abnormal feature of the collars is the effect they have on body morphology. They allow the user of the remote to reconfigure the shape of the victim to an extent that is apparently only limited by the knowledge of the programming language of the remote. Addendum 10-1 History. SCP-10 was discovered in the basement of a lone man in the Midwestern United States after a local disappearance was connected to him. When the police raided the man's house, they found SCP-10, as well as several dead bodies. One of the bodies was identified to be the man. The others were several other missing persons. Cause of death seemed to be mass suicide. However, there are signs of significant struggle first. Addendum 10-2 Disassemble Experiment Test 1. SCP-10-2 was taken apart piecewise, the parts labeled and several photographs taken, then reassembled. Result: after reassembly, SCP-10-2 continues to function. Test 2. SCP-10-8 constructed identically to SCP-10-2, except with the closest approximations available. To the unreplaceable components. Result: SCP-10-8 fails to function. I don't know what that means. Hold on. Oh, okay, so apparently they tried to create another one. So they took apart SCP-10-2, then they tried to create a new SCP, like the collar, a new one of the collars. But they didn't know every single tiny part, but with the closest approximations available to the unreplicatable components, it failed to function. Test 3. Unreplaceable components from SCP-10-2 placed into proper locations of SCP-10-8. Result: SCP-10-2 ceases functioning with the removal of components, and SCP-10-8 begins functioning. Test 4. Components returned to SCP-10-2. Replicatable opponents in 10-2 replaced randomly with replicas. Result: SCP-10-2 begins functioning with the return of components. Changing replaceable components or replicatable components for replicas does not significantly reduce functionality. Replacement of a damaged transistor decreased time from transmission to effect of 10-2 response commands entered in the remote by 12%. So, obviously, if you change around the functions of, if you change around parts that you can replicate, it works the same. But if you put in a damaged transistor, it's obviously going to, malfunction a little bit. And in this instance, the malfunction was the response time was 12% slower. Addendum. Addendum 10-3. SCP-10 has been demonstrated to work more effectively in creating unskilled labor than for any other task. The logo is apt. Dr. Blank. Right, so those two, I don't have time to I might actually have time to read the next one. It is a short one. Okay, so let's see. SCP-11. Right. Special Containment Procedures. This is actually a sentient Civil War memorial statue. Special Containment Procedures. Item SCP-011 and the area surrounding it are to be cleared once every day. For safety purposes, cleaning should start at least 30 minutes after sundown. Cleaning should always be performed by at least 2 personnel, who are also advised to note anything unusual about the item or the debris cleaned up. In a situation where the item cannot be cleaned for more than 2 days, local residents must be contacted and instructed not to approach the item. Containment procedures nullified 2004. So apparently that was the containment procedures, but by 2004, for some reason, they didn't need them anymore. Description. SCP-11 is a Civil War memorial statue located in Woodstock, Vermont. The statue is the image of a young male soldier holding a musket at his side and is carved out of granite quarried within the area. Occasionally, SCP-11 has been observing lifting its musket to the sky to fire at birds which attempt to land or defecate on it. Reports detail that its movement produce soft grinding sounds but do not cause it any structural failure. Oddly, the gunfire is very similar to that of a standard firearm, despite observations that the item only loads granite bullets and granite powder into the musket, which is also unharmed by the firing. In spite of its efforts, some fecal matter does manage to strike SCP-11, and it has reportedly become distressed when it has a large amount of feces on it, on some rare occasions even firing at humans. Addendum. Those assigned to maintain SCP-11 are to see Document 11-1 for instructions. Document 11-1. Maintenance Brief. Document Archive 2004, accessible to personnel with security clearance 2-11 or higher. 2-011 or higher. Additional information. SCP-11's seeming sentience has increased since the first report of activity in 1995. As of 2004, this item containment procedures have been dropped, but it remains under constant observation. Records below are landmark events in its activity. Timeline. 12th of the 3rd, 1995. Woodstock residents report the statue's eyes moving. First sign of activity. 30th of the 9th, 1995. Statue shoots musket for the first time. 9th of the 10th, 1995. Statue begins shooting birds from the sky. 25th of the 1st, 1996. Registration as SCP-11. Containment procedures begin. 14th of the 4th, 1997. SCP-11 observed moving casually and looking around. 3rd of the 5th, 2000. After caretaker blank jokingly shouts, "Good shot," to SCP-11, the item replies, "Thank you," in a reportedly very human voice. First speech from statue. 22nd of the 10th, 2001. SCP-11 has conversation with caretaker blank. 2001. Shooting of birds stop. 6th of the 2nd, 2002. At the imploring of blank blank, SCP-11 steps down from its pedestal. 2003 through 2004. SCP-11 reaches human levels of self-awareness. 10th of the 11th, 2004. Containment procedures dropped. Custody of SCP-11 transferred to blank blank. 17th of the 5th, 2005. Blank blank reports that SCP-11 is romantically attracted to her. 29th of the 8th, 2006. Most recent psych test reports an IQ of 133. So this is actually quite a nice one. Essentially, there's a statue that comes alive, and then the caretaker and the statue sort of fall in love. It's just quite a nice story. It's quite a funny one as well. So between 1995 and 2006, and then after 2006, no more records of it because it was transferred over to, obviously, the female caretaker, right? So that is SCP-11, SCP-10, and SCP-9, right? I hope you like watching me build the house, and I hope you like listening to me talking about the SCPs, because I do enjoy both, to be honest. I really do enjoy reading these SCPs, and I think that as I go further into them, I will get better, and my voice will get smoother, and everything like that. So, we have about 30 seconds left on the video, so I don't know what you want me to talk about for the next 30 seconds, but anyway. If you do like these, please do drop a comment or a like or whatever, because I really do like it. Right? So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because it really does help. Okay? But until then, bye.